Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a perpetual case or state of deja vu? Because Galactic challenges and Inquisitorius. Have I seen this before? Maybe. Well, anyway, if you guys have got trash Inquisitorius like me and still want to get some decent rewards from this Galactic challenge, I've got your back. Let's get into it. Okay, so this Galactic challenge, we're up against Jedi. Yeah, we've got Inquisitorius to do. We've got to do this annoying 60 purges. And we need to do 3 critical hits in a row. 3 critical hits in a row. And this is the team that I usually use here. You got 7th, 9th, and 8th. You can't really use these two. I mean, you can try it with Second Sister. It's not terrible. But Palps and Thrawn are the most important thing. Now, you have to be able to go into this battle and not have Hoda use the jump. That's good. If he does that, that's fine. That means we can just go ahead and fracture him out the gate. That controls him a lot better. If they do something like that and kill one of your Inquisitorius, it is a straight restart, ladies and gentlemen. Wish there was another way of saying it, but just get yourself a coffee and settle in. There we go. That's the start that we want. That's actually very nice because you went after Palpatine, who's obviously a bit tankier. Okay, so you want to use this Electro Shock Prod ability from your 7th Sister out the gate. Now that is going to immediately apply 5 stacks here. Now what you don't want to do is then go ahead and use the first special from 2nd Sister. You want to be able to leave those stacks on there just for now until you get your turn with 8th Brother. Once 8th Brother has taken a turn, it gets a little bit easier once again. So yeah, let's just do a basic here. Now you want to use the 2nd special. That's going to actually apply buff immunity on GK, which is absolutely fabulous. Then we can start throwing some AoEs out. That's actually going to land a blind on everybody, which is so useful because it actually keeps you alive. After that, we're going to look to use this. This will also provide us with some foresight. And then just find the highest amount of purge stacks and just start chipping away. Now, you obviously want to kill Grandmaster Yoda because he's the only person on this enemy team that has got any form of AoE, and that's what we really don't want. See that blind coming into play there? Super, super good. See if we can get a shock on Ezra. Beautiful. Now we're going to pass this over to 9th Sister again. We've got 3 stacks here, so let's go ahead and cleanse them just to gain those bonus turns. Now, because GK has got this buff immunity, it means we can attack people and not have to worry about the about him starting to taunt again. So you want to try and get this up to 4 stacks before you try and drill anybody. That's the 2nd special from 8th Brother, because that is what applies the buff immunity. It's also what will reset reset their stacks of purge. I'm just seeing if anybody's got any ability blocks. Nobody seems to have any ability blocks. Okay, that's fine. Right, over here, we'll go ahead and drill GMY. That's going to put the buff immunity on him, which is lovely. Boop, there we go. We put all that blind out again. Blind is everybody's best friend. Now, we're just waiting to get back round to Thrawn, so Thrawn can get that fracture off once again. Let's have a look. Everybody seems to have tenacity up at the moment, so that's a bit of a shame, but it's actually okay. So long as he doesn't use that Master's Training over here on GK, you're actually okay. Yep, we will get a turn with Thrawn before Yoda goes. So let's take a look here. Let's actually try and get the max stacks over here on Ahsoka Tano. That there applies the ability block as well, which is nice. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get rid of her tenacity up. And she just regained it because we actually need to have that buff immunity on them, don't we? Apologies. So really what we're trying to do is we're trying to wait for Hermit Yoda to come out of stealth so we can actually start attacking him as well. Now I want to try and build up to 4 stacks on everybody at least. 4 stacks on everybody means that we'll be able to apply the buff immunity, remember. So buff immunity, super, super good. Let's go ahead. Zap. There's the buff immunity and the ability block. Well, there should be a buff immunity. Yep. buff immunity, and ability block. If you can spread that around, it means they can't get that tenacity up. And then just attack the person with the lower stacks of purge with your basics to build those back up. Okay, and in this situation, we'll do a nice AoE. Beautiful. Okay, and now we are looking to get rid of people's buffs. So we can get rid of that. That puts the buff immunity. So no more tenacity up. Now, a lot of the debuffs here are actually irresistible, obviously. But stopping that tenacity up means we can get things like shock and we can stun them and etc, which is lovely. Let's go ahead and look at the health status on all these guys. Isn't that lovely? Let's see if we can get shock over here then. Beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody's looking pretty good right now. So we need to use the first special from Ninth Sister on GK, I want to say. GK has got... Oh, he's got crit chance up and crit damage up. So he doesn't have the tenacity up. He's still got the buff immunity, I believe. So just hit people who do not have any of that good stuff. Okay, so let's definitely cleanse this one here. Get the buff immunity and the ability block. That's beautiful. Have we got shock over here on Kenobi? We do not. Let's get some shock out. Beautiful. Throw this. Everybody's blind. Oh, that was a mistake. Should have hit one of the people that have got less stacks. There we go. Looking good. So do you have ability block? Stun Grandmaster Yoda because we have the opportunity to do so. And then we'll go ahead and get rid of those stacks. We need to be cleansing stacks, don't forget, guys. It's the only way we're going to hit 60. And then build them right back up. Do you have shock, GMY? GMY does not have shock. Let's apply that shock. Apply that AoE. And now we are laughing. So spread around those purges. That's all it's about here. And then we'll just get rid of those purges so we can build them back up. Get blinded again. I know this is time consuming. I know that it's frustrating. But unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Get rid of that. Apply. And let's go ahead and fracture GMY again. We don't want GMY doing anything really. Oop, that's a misclick. Let's see if we can land a mass stun here. Beautiful. Now, that obviously gets rid of the shock. Oh, I should have used that on GMY. Never mind. Now, thing is when these guys take a turn now, because they're going to have so many dots on them, thanks to Ninth Sister, they're probably just going to instantly die. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I think by this point we've probably landed enough. We've probably landed enough of our purge right now to comfortably win. But obviously, you never want to run that risk of accidentally stopping too short when you've got absolute control on the field. Looks like we're not going to have an opportunity here to actually target Hermit Yoda, unfortunately. But such is life. Let's just keep on cleansing those purges and reapplying them. And then heal up, and that's also going to get rid of some of those stacks. And let's just try and kill everybody if we can. I'm very, very confident now that we have done everything that we need to do. Yep. And that about does it. So that will get you the 60 purge feet. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, it's a little bit RNG based, but once you've got the ball rolling, it's actually not so bad. You just need to make sure Hoda doesn't do that hop at the start, and hopefully Grandmaster Hermit Yoda doesn't apply Master's Training and kills one of your Inquisitorius. Now, after that, you do need to get stuff like the critical hits in a row. That should have been done in that feat because there should have been so many attacks there. There's a lot of vulnerable that's going on there, so you should have landed that. If not, just go in with something like CLS. Then all you have to do is go to tier 6, I want to say. Go into tier 6 and just go in with a full squad of Inquisitorius. Not with Rey, because that's not a full squad of Inquisitorius. The faction would be a lot stronger if she was there. But I like to use 5th Brother lead because it makes everybody a little bit tankier. You can see we're all gear 8 here. We've got a couple of 7 stars, but ultimately that doesn't really make or break this. And 1 Zeta, like I said, on 9th Sister. I think that's because she applies some sort of daze. Now, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to try and get that buff immunity out on GK. So I'd recommend you use this shock prod on GK. That's going to max out his stacks. And then once you've done that, you want to take your turn with 8th Brother to apply that buff immunity with the shred. After that, just go after GMY, and you can basically full auto it, really, I imagine. It might take some time because it turns out Inquisitorius really not that good of a faction. Even though they're Gear 8, I know I'm saying that a little bit tongue-in-cheek because these Gear 8s are supposedly beating Gear 12 characters. Not the point, guys. They're dull, they're boring, nobody likes them. They're supposed to hard counter Jedi and all this sort of nonsense. And yeah, I'll stop moaning. I'll stop moaning. I'm just a little bit salty that once again we are doing goddamn Inquisitorius feats. You don't even have to worry about trying to stack those purges anymore. I would just go straight on Grandmaster Yoda for as long as possible. Hopefully you kill him. After that, your next threat is really Ezra. Alright, he's dead. Let's go after Ezra. We'll throw this. Lovely jubbly. We'll make sure Ezra doesn't take a turn. Blap. He's got the ability block and everything. Boop, boop. Let's also apply a little bit more purge over here just for the sake of it. And let's just hit auto. Because I think the writing is on the wall. Tier 6, very, very easy. If you've got Gear Inquisitorius, and trust me, the mods I have on these guys are substandard. So I wouldn't stress about that either. It's just quite an easy battle to do at this tier. If I had better Inquisitors, I would try and show you at the max tier, but unfortunately, I am not going to relic these Inquisitors, not until hell freezes over. That's not strictly true. I probably will gear them at some point, but they're just not a priority for me right now. I want you to let me know in the comments down below, guys, how many Galactic challenges have we had with Inquisitorius, and why should we, like, I don't know, slap someone with a wet fish for thinking that this was a fun and enjoyable means of using the faction? Because guess what? It's not. But I hope you had fun watching at least. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment, say, oh, hello there. And you can see there's a little doggo in the background over there. She's cute. Like for her. See you all in the next video, guys. Peace.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.